Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the Ted Show. Today is Wednesday, hump day. At least I think that's what today is. I'm excited, humbled, honored. I love this lady so much. The one and only Bobbi Govanus is on the show. And we're going to talk. I love this title. Life is a party, because you all know that's what I think. But are you invited? So Bobbi's going to share her journey, talk about everything that's going on with her. She does so much in the community. She's accomplished so much in her young years. Welcome, Bobbi. How you doing today?
I'm great, Ted. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here and looking forward to chatting with you.
Yes, I'm looking forward to chatting. So, as you guys can probably tell, Bobbi and I have been friends for a very long time, probably since the earth cooled. And so when I get to have friends like that on the show, it's always amazing to me, and it's always fun to learn new things. So that brings me to the journey. People love to hear your origin story. They want to kind of know why you're here. What's this message? What are you working on now? But they want to know how did you get here? So give them a little 411 on Bobbi.
Okay. I grew up in St. Louis. I'm the oldest of 5 children. And then my dad died when I was 10. And he had heart issues. And my mom continued raising us, kept us together because she was a nurse. She could do that back in the day. I mean, I hate to tell you this, Ted, I am 71.
Ooh, you look amazing.
Yeah, thank you. But so back then, if you lost a spouse, kids would go, hither and yon, go live with an aunt or go live with a grandma or whatever. But my mom was able to keep us together because of her nursing and the fact that she could make a decent living.
Yes.
So yeah, that's why I'm very passionate about education. And so that's part of it. She remarried when I was 16, and they had twins, and he had 2. So we have a group of 9 of us.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're a very close family. And last count, this pair of lovely individuals created over 60 people now. So we're
Wow. See, that's the kind of generational stuff I love to hear about.
Exactly. Yes. So part of my journey, obviously being the oldest, I helped out a lot with mom and the kids, and practically, took care of the twins when they were born, because I was 17, so then when they came around. So it really does impact who you are. I think that birth order and all of that kind of stuff. I've been on a journey of being a retailer, an entrepreneur. I started off with JCPenney, and
Did you really?
Yep, I was a merchandise manager, buyer for them. So I was teaching women back then how to write a check, what to do. When they got their paycheck on Friday, they just handed it over to their husbands back then.
It wasn't that long ago, Bobbi.
I know. Well, tell me. I mean, it's my lifetime. So yes. I really did, and I mean, I've been doing that my whole life, trying to advocate for women to own their own space and to create their own destiny, because really a lot of times there was abusive relationships, and I was the kind of go-between, and then there was other wonderful relationships where I was, a supportive person that helped them cultivate. I was then married and then divorced, and, had some of that abuse stuff in my background. And so it just really is important to recognize who we are, own ourselves. And so that's where I've been trying to help women do that ever since.
Well, that's sort of how I met you. We met here at, I believe, at Citrus Club many moons ago. And I just remember thinking, wow, she is really passionate definitely about women, but about empowering people as a whole. And what's interesting and I'm going to ask you this, when I talk to people like you, who that is a big mission, it's like part of their gift. They have to birth it. They have to try to figure out how to empower as many people as possible. In your large family, were you born like that, or was the family dynamic such that you felt empowered, and so therefore you could go out and be empowered?
Well, I think, again, because my mom was a career woman, that was a big part of it. But she did still have a lot of the, what I call old tapes, well, the girls do this and the boys do that. And so it was really interesting because I had two brothers that the older one never lifted a finger in the house. He cut the grass. And by the time the younger one, who was only 4 when my dad died, that he got older, he was cooking, he was doing stuff, because it was, you all have to survive, and so it just changed the dynamic, and it changed her approach. And then obviously all of us changed as well. So I think it's important to not go into those gender roles. And that's one of the things that I've tried to help women overcome and recognize, and help men to recognize too. You don't have to stay in the lane. You don't have to be the docile little, ask for permission for everything. You got to learn to lean in and speak up. And, that's part of who I am and why I've, chosen the paths that I've chosen.
So let's talk about the title, because that kind of lead us into books and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Life is a Party. Are you invited? I think I understand that. Tell them what you were thinking with this title. Talk about, because I feel like a lot of people don't realize they're invited. They go through,
Right.
I'll let you tell your version of that.
Sure. No, it is true. Most people, I hate to say it, a lot of women just stand on the sidelines and wait to be invited. They don't recognize the fact that they can choose to invite themselves. And if they're not invited to a party that they want to go to, throw your own. So I'm a big advocate about that. I read a great book, Linda Sasha. It was called Queen for a Day. And it really helped women recognize their own ability to even throw their own party. And so that's kind of why I chose the topic, or the title of my book, Party Planning for Your 100th Birthday, Creating a Life Worth Celebrating. Because you're the one that has to celebrate you.
Yes.
If you wait around, and I did, I waited till I was 55 for somebody to have a party for me. And then I was very concerned about the fact that my daughter spent too much time, and because they're both, they had children at the time, and my husband went through expense, and you go, what the hell's wrong with you? You said you wanted somebody to do this for you, and now they did. So you really have to get over that.
I feel like people have a hard time stepping into the party role. They're on you said the sidelines, and women especially. And I feel like we've made some progress since you started your journey. We still have a very long way to go. Yeah. But people in general, I feel like, are very sidelines oriented, spectator oriented, even in their own lives. And I'm amazed. People will say to me, I can't believe you do all the things you do. And my response is always, I can't believe you don't. I don't understand that sidelines mentality, and I never have. And I think more and more people, COVID, and I'll ask you this question, COVID seemed to open the eyes and hearts and souls and dreams of a lot of people. Did you see that in your work?
Absolutely. One of the things I do is I'm a passion test facilitator, and I help people discover their top 5 passions. And before COVID, health never came into the top 5. And I had, I was just kind of amazed about that, because, choosing to be healthy and choosing to make your life rounded. And it was so ironic, but now people realize that you have to appreciate your health. You have to go for it. And because they've lost people that are their age or younger, that they know. And I think that has made a huge impact. And that party planning idea, really helps people to think about, I'm in charge of that. I have to make those decisions. And I use the analogy of planning a party, because when you do that, and Ted, you know this, and, I've planned everything from, galas to dinner parties. And so you have to make decisions. You have to implement. You have to be decisive. You can't just, okay, well, let's see that venue, well, then you wait a week and it's gone. You have to make a decision, you have to implement, and then you have to carry your theme or your stuff forward. And so using that in our daily lives is what's got to happen in order to create that happiness and that joy, and that impact. Because I really think that most everybody I've ever talked to wants to make an impact of some kind. They want to have an impact. And if you decide today that that's what I want to do, all of a sudden doors will open. You'll have opportunities.
So true. It's so true. I want to ask you about without giving away all the secrets in the book, give them a little bit of an insight, a sneak peek into a step or two or a tip or two for people who are listening or will binge watch later, because that's what a lot of people do with the show. How they can begin to take that step to party plan their own lives.
Sure. The biggest thing that, and I reinforce this in almost every chapter, is to get to know yourself. Really find out what your priorities are and what it is you want to accomplish. Because if you don't, then, you know, life passes you by. And the only difference between a rut and a grave is the distance. You're in a rut for a lot longer. And so the idea is that you can crawl out, you can change. And, you know, you're not planted like a tree. You know, you have that opportunity to go ahead and make a decision every single day to make it better. And my fun analogy about making a party, you know, I looked at each thing, you know, and so it's like, well, your budget, you know, do you have a mindset that is, you know, false when it comes to money? Who's going to be on your guest list? Who do you want in your life? You know, do you want to have one friend or 10 friends or 100 friends? If you want a party that's going to have 500 people in it, do you know 500 people? You know, I mean, it's like, you've got to make those decisions now. And do you want 500 acquaintances, or do you want to really know them? That's the investment of the time that we need to make. And I'm a very, you know, connected type person. I'm a connector. I try to unite people. And the only way you get to do that is by asking, you know, yes. How can I help you? Where can I serve in your life? And what is it that you really want? Because once people tell you that, you get past that, you know, how's the weather? You know, you got to move into a more intimate ground. Then you can really make an impact. And if you choose to do that, your life is so rich, because
I agree.
You go to bed at night, you go, gosh, that was a great day. You know, yesterday I had the pleasure of attending the I4 Leadership Women's Luncheon. And I had nominated one of the women who actually got an award. So it was great. But I knew 4 of the women up there, you know, and so it's like that. It just makes my heart happy to see women being recognized for the impact that they're making. It's just awesome.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I know Charlotte won yesterday. Amazing. I feel like we are making progress. That's why these types of discussions are so important, to continue that.
That's right.
Because there are a lot of women, people in general, that need to kind of step into their own party and party plan their lives. All right, Bobbi, tell them the best way they can reach you, find out how to get your book, and find out more about what you do in the world, and just reach out to you, because I have a feeling people will want to speak with you.
Well, you very kindly put up the name of the book is Party Planning for Your 100th Birthday, Creating a Life Worth Celebrating. It's on Amazon, and I'm the only Bobbi Govanus. So if you type in Bobbi Govanus, you're going to find it. My website is govanus.com, G-O-V-A-N-U-S. And I always tell people it's 3 little words, so it's not hard. G-O-V-A-N, like van, and us. And so you can .com, and you can reach out to me there. That's the easiest way. And if you've got social media, honey, I'm there. You know, I mean, yeah, LinkedIn. I'm not on Twitter as much. I just got so turned off by all the negativity. I really like to keep it positive. Yeah. And so I'm all about Facebook, and I've got, you know, several Facebook groups that I monitor and work with. So, but the newest one, the Facebook group, is Planning Your Party. You know, life is a party. Yes. And get it going. So I really want to.
I'll put the link in the comments to that one too. Bobbi, you're amazing. You're an inspiration. You know, I love you to pieces, and I'm so excited for what's next on your journey. Y'all reach out to Bobbi, reach out to me if you want to get in touch with her. Get her book and see what she's up to. She does a lot in our community. So if you want to get out, I know she would take you along for the ride. All right, Bobbi, love you. We'll see you guys soon. Bye, everybody. Have a